The movie Syndicate, presenting Girl in the Basement. Sarah enjoys the whole night with her friends at a party. There is laughter, music, and the kind of freedom that comes with youth. For a few hours, everything feels normal. She laughs, she talks, she feels safe. She feels like every other teenage girl, dreaming about the future and the life she wants to live. The next morning, when she comes home, her mother and her elder sister come to her. The three of them sit together and talk. The atmosphere feels ordinary, familiar, comfortable. Sarah tells them that she will be turning 18 in just 3 months. She says that once she becomes 18, she wants to leave and live independently, maybe stay with her friend, and finally start her own life. Her father hears this conversation. At that moment, no one realizes that these simple words will change everything forever. Almost 3 months pass. Life continues as usual on the outside. One day, when Sarah and her father are alone at home, her father approaches her calmly and says that he needs her help. He tells her that he needs to store some things in the basement. His tone is normal, almost gentle. There is nothing to suggest danger. Sarah trusts him. After all, he is her father. She agrees to help. They go down to the basement together. As they reach deeper into the basement, her father suddenly opens a hidden door in the wall. Sarah freezes. She never knew such a door existed. Confusion fills her mind. She asks questions with her eyes, but her father simply leads her inside. The room is small, dark, and unfamiliar. Then, in a moment that shatters her reality, her father steps out and locks the door behind him. Sarah is trapped. At first, she thinks it must be a mistake. She bangs on the door. She screams, she cries, she begs, but there is no response. Her voice travels upward through a small ventilation opening. Her father hears her screaming. Instead of opening the door, he closes the ventilation. Silence. Complete isolation. Sarah is alone in darkness. She explores the small room, shaking with fear. She notices a box that she had brought down with her. Inside are some of her belongings. Clothes, small personal items. It feels deliberate, planned. That realization hits harder than the locked door itself. Upstairs, her mother and sister return home later that day. Hours pass. Sarah does not come out of her room. She does not answer her phone. Worry begins to grow. One day turns into 2. Her mother calls the police, but the police tell her to wait. They say teenagers sometimes leave home. They say maybe Sarah will return, but Sarah is not gone. She is imprisoned. Her father eventually returns to the basement. When Sarah hears his voice, something inside her snaps. She attacks him, desperate for escape. She tries to push past him, but the door is locked from outside. Her father drags her back. His anger is terrifying. Her hope collapses once again. Days turn into weeks. On the 21st day, it is Sarah's birthday. Her father brings her a cake. For a moment, she thinks maybe something will change. He tells her that if she listens, if she obeys, things will get better. She wants to believe him. She needs to believe him. But nothing changes. The promises remain empty. Upstairs, her mother grows more restless. Her sister feels the same unease. Her father tells them that Sarah wanted to leave, that she spoke about it openly. But a mother's instinct does not lie. Deep inside, she knows something is wrong. As time passes, her father brings small items to the basement. A watch, a television, not out of kindness, but out of control. Sarah begins to understand her environment, her limitations. She starts observing patterns. She starts thinking about survival. At one point, she shapes a weapon from a food can. She plans to defend herself. She plans to fight back. She lures her father closer, but he anticipates it. He is prepared. Her attempt fails. Months pass, then a year. Sarah discovers she is pregnant. The horror deepens, but still, she survives. She gives birth to a baby girl in that basement, with no medical help, with no support, with nothing but raw willpower. Her only motivation becomes escape. Years pass slowly. Time loses meaning. She becomes pregnant again. She gives birth to a boy. Now she is no longer fighting only for herself. She is fighting for her children. Meanwhile, outside the basement, life continues. Christopher, a friend from Sarah's past, still thinks about her. He wonders what happened. He visits her house. He speaks to her sister. He learns that Sarah has been missing for years. He remembers that Sarah's father once claimed she ran away. That explanation never felt right. Suspicion grows. Inside the house, Sarah's mother wants answers. She wants to hire a private detective. Her father resists strongly. Arguments increase. Tension builds. One day, during an argument, her father leaves the house. Keys fall from his pocket. Her daughter notices them. They look unfamiliar. Something about them feels important. She takes the keys and goes down to the basement. Fear overwhelms her. The space is filled with clutter. She senses something is wrong, deeply wrong. But before she can uncover the truth, she hears her father returning. She leaves quickly, shaken but uncertain. Years continue to pass. Sarah becomes pregnant again. A third child is born, another boy. She begs her father to take this child away from the basement. She asks him to give the child to her mother. This time, he agrees, but only in appearance. He writes a false note, pretending it came from Sarah. Sarah secretly writes a second note, revealing the truth, but fate intervenes. Her mother never sees the truth. Her father does. The consequences are devastating. 14 years pass. Sarah's children are no longer small. Her eldest daughter begins to grow into adolescence. Sarah sees danger approaching. She knows she must escape before history repeats itself. Then one day, she notices water dripping from the ceiling. The concrete feels weak. She begins to scrape. Slowly, painfully, a hole forms. That small hole becomes hope. At night, she uses light to signal the outside world. Someone notices. A man approaches the house and knocks, but once again, her father answers the door. The opportunity disappears. That night, Sarah is beaten severely. She loses another unborn child. Her children begin asking questions. They sense the fear. They sense the pain. Eventually, Sarah tells them the truth. She tells them who their captor is. The realization breaks them. When her father discovers she has told them, the violence escalates again. But time moves forward, and so does consequence. Eventually, her father loses his job. The family's finances collapse. They must leave the house. He realizes that if new people move in, his secret will be discovered. He decides to end everything. He tries to suffocate them using his car exhaust, but one of his sons interrupts the plan. Unintentionally, a life is saved. 20 years have passed. Sarah has lived 2 decades without sunlight, without freedom, without safety. Her children grow up in captivity. The psychological weight is unbearable. Then one day, Sarah's daughter suffers a severe asthma attack. Her father reluctantly agrees to take them to the hospital. Only Sarah and her daughter, not the son. At the hospital, Sarah sees her chance. She spills water on a form intentionally. While her father leaves to replace it, she clings to the doctor and whispers words she has waited decades to say. Please, save me. A nearby police officer notices. Suspicion rises. Questions begin. The truth unfolds. Her father is arrested. Her son is rescued from the basement. After 24 years, the nightmare ends. When Sarah's mother and sister finally see her again, they are devastated. They cannot believe what has happened within their own family. The betrayal cuts deeper than any wound. Sarah is physically free, but trauma does not vanish overnight. The memories remain. The scars remain. Healing becomes a long journey. Christopher appears once more in her life, a connection from the past, a symbol of what life once was and what it might still become. This was not fiction. This was real. Sarah was imprisoned in 1984. She was freed in 2008. The world was shaken when the truth emerged. People were forced to confront a horrifying reality. Sometimes the person meant to protect you is the one who causes the deepest harm. This is the true story of the girl in the basement.